John Lennon's former family home is set to go to auction and is expected to bring in around £250,000. The three-bedroom home is where John and Sir Paul McCartney discovered their love of music and rehearsed their first songs. The two of them rehearsed in the Liverpool home with their then band the Quarrymen before they went on to become the founding members of the Beatles. John's mother Julia lived there along with her husband John Bobby Dykins from 1950 until her death in 1958, with the singer's sisters Julia Baird and Jacqueline Dykins. John was living with his Aunt Mimi in nearby Menlove Avenue but often visited the house. In her book Imagine This, Julia Baird wrote of their mother, "I shall never forget the hilarious bathroom jam sessions she shared with the budding Beatles." Read more, long-lost interview when John Lennon claims Beatles Not Very Good sells for £3,000. The bathroom in our little house in Blomfield Road was probably one of the smallest in Britain. To see John, Paul, George, Pete Shotton, Ivan Vaughan, my mother and probably a couple of hangers-on scrambling around inside, trying to find a place to sit, was like a comedy act. They would be squeezed into the bath, perched on top of the loo seat, propped up against the hand basin, squatted on the floor, and standing with one leg up on the edge of the bath to support a guitar. Even getting the door closed was a feat. They sometimes went on for hours, letting rip into all those now classic tunes like Maggie May, Bésame Mucho, Alley Cat, and the theme music from The Third Man. The home was dubbed the House of Sin by John's Aunt Mimi, the auction house said. Paul Fairweather, auctioneer at Omega Auctions, said, "This house is well known to Beatles fans and anyone who has even a passing interest in how the world's most famous musical group came to be. We saw worldwide interest in our recent sale of George Harrison's childhood home and we expect possibly even greater attention on this property. It has huge historical importance, is in a great area and is an established part of the Beatles' tours around the city. We are excited to see what it will achieve when the sale ends." The online-only auction will finish on September 26 at 7 p.m. The sale comes as a lost interview sold for £3,100 which featured John saying that the Beatles were not very good musicians. The tape was made by a student in 1964 and never broadcast. John Hill was just 18 when he went into the press conference and recorded the chat but forgot about. 50 years later Hill found the tape in his drawer in 2014. On the tape John Lennon admitted he had been failing at college and revealed, "Some other lads did my exams for me." He went on to reveal that he was currently reading A Clockwork Orange and Alice in Wonderland and that he was a fan of his rivals the Rolling Stones.